Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 1168th meeting of the Housing Authority and Urban Redevelopment Agency of the City of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Today's meeting is the annual reorganization meeting for the board. Notice of the meeting has been properly posted and published in accordance with the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act. We'll now have a roll call of attendance. Commissioner Dorsey.
Present.
Commissioner Gabay. Commissioner Gluck.
Present.
Commissioner Johnson.
Present.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Chairperson Marshall.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum and actually a full contingent of commissioners present today, all six. I would ask everyone at this point to join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3 on the agenda is public participation.
Yes. Okay. We have Miss Councilwoman Latoya Dunstan. Hello.
Hello, good evening. How many minutes did we get? Because it wasn't clear.
2 minutes, but I will allow a couple extra minutes for you out of respect, being a council person.
Thank you. Tonight I'm here not as a council person, but as a resident. And as I look, I know Ms. Libby, you are Mr. Gluck, Mr. Eli, Attorney, Shaylin, Commissioner. Okay, so I'm here today, again, not as a council person, but as a resident, but concerned as a council person, just as a resident. I'm here tonight, I'm not sure if everyone heard, I know we have the press and everyone else here about the message that was read last night about could you imagine, that was sent to me from a resident to me as a council person about could you imagine and the conditions that they're living in. I know we spent a lot of time focused on Stanley, but the question tonight, before we go forward, is what about the rest of the properties?
Go ahead, the show bus.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Please don't count that against my time.
Councilwoman, could you, I didn't read the press or anything, so I don't know what the premise was of the start.
Okay, it was called, I do have it. It was, could you imagine, and it's pointing out a lot of things that was going on within the, let me get to my email, that's been going on in the authority, not just Stanley. I know we're focused on Stanley, I know we're moving people out of Stanley, we rehousing them, we rehabbing them, we doing everything with Stanley that we could possibly do, but this has been years going on. But as I stand here before you today, again as a resident, and when a young man that was a part of Atlantic City High School, number 3, and of the class of 2025, also my son is a part of that class, and I'm a graduate of Atlantic City High School, raised in Atlantic City, grew up in the authority. The question remains is, could you imagine? And again, could you imagine living in squalid conditions? No, it's not Stanley, but it's everywhere else also. Could you imagine waking up just to go to school to get heat and eat? Could you imagine? Could you imagine, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Rosetta, I love you to death, you were my principal, but could you imagine the exterminator dropping off mouse traps to catch roaches? Could you imagine not having Christmas for the last 3 years because of the conditions of your home? Could you imagine, Mr. Gluck? Could you imagine not being able to go to the prom because your friends can't come to your house and leave for a prom send-off because of the conditions? Could you imagine going home at night and not having no heat? Can you imagine your ceiling collapsing and no one has been there yet? All they did was sheetrock and that was the end of it. Could you imagine? Could you actually imagine shutting your front door and your light, your recess light, this light, falling in on your head? Could you imagine? Can you imagine not having working smoke alarms? Could you, Mr. Shaylin? Could you imagine? I know you came from other housing authorities. This is not a personal attack. This is about, could you imagine right now? Can you imagine today not being able to have Christmas is because you gotta choose between putting a heater in. There was 3 heaters dropped off for a 5-bedroom house, 3 heaters dropped off. Yet, you can't plug your Christmas tree up because the power won't trip. Could you imagine? This is all about imagining living like this. Imagine going to sleep, it's so cold in your home that you woke up and you got 2 dead mice next to you because they froze to death. Could you imagine? Could you imagine sitting right now in this vent that's over your head? You're sitting here with your family and a mouse fall over on your shoulder. Could you imagine? Well, that imagination is me. The councilwoman that we just spoke of. It's me. It's me. This is how I live day in and day out, and I've been quiet and I've been silent, and I've tried to work with everyone here. I don't even know who, what, when, why, where, but could you imagine? Can you imagine waking up and seeing a commissioner doing work on a home and you got video and pictures, but they're a commissioner? Could you imagine? And I'm here tonight because I had enough. Yes, you guys took me to court. Yes, you guys said I owe whatever you said I owe. Yes, it was paid.
Councilwoman Dunston, the board, we don't get that information.
Well, I'm giving it to you because Mr. Shayla know, and with all due respect, I understand what you're saying, but I'm speaking right now because my son, the quarterback that we all celebrate, because Atlantic City High School quarterback was the man, that's my son, who wake up every morning to go to school just to get heat. I gotta start my car at 5 o'clock in the morning so that we can get heat. That's my kid. The point guard is playing his second game tonight that we depended on to win these championships. The one that got a 3.4 GPA going to school hungry every day doing this because I can't cook dinner. My cabinets and everything been deplorable for years, and many of you may not have been on this board. But many people in this room right now have seen my reports. Could you expose it to the media? You did. It was leaked. It was. It got bad. But that's no regards. No regards to that. What I'm saying tonight, I'm not a councilwoman tonight. I am a resident. And a councilwoman. I'm standing here before you right now tonight. I don't have any heat. I've been freezing for months. For days, I don't have any air. When a contractor took my air conditioner out and my heating unit out, it was a shell. Because I was the show unit. I was the play unit. 13 years ago, and nobody ever thought to come back and look at it. Do we know about that, Mr. Shayla? We do. Do we know about that, Ms. Brock? If you're here, we do. It still has yet to be fixed. I am freezing. I did not go to work today because it was too cold. We're sleeping on air mattresses in my living room. I told maintenance director, put me back in a hotel. You moved me out because you guys couldn't afford it. Put me back in a hotel. I'd rather go to a hotel before I freeze to death like the mice. I don't have a drain underneath my house according to your contractors. Which means for 13 years I have not had a drain. So where is the feces and everything else going? This is why we got mold, rats, no floor, mice. And I didn't want to bring pictures tonight because I wanted to give you a beginning of what I got. But I'm asking this board, do something. Help us. It's not just the village, it's all of us. Mr. Eli, you live in a village. I know you know what you're going through. Ms. Johnson, if you could do anything as my principal, you're the reason I am who I am today. But I'm the one struggling today. This is not nothing against you, Mr. Shayla, you, Councilwoman Marshall, you, the attorney, none of y'all. This is my living conditions. And if you want me to show the media the photos, I will. It's deplorable. My home. Mr. Dorsey, you do contracting work. Come take a look. I can't even walk. My kids can't even walk without getting splinters because the floor is the mold in my home. And I suffer from asthma. I had 2 surgeries in September. 2 surgeries. My boyfriend, who's on a lease, if you want to look it up, guess what he had? Brain surgery. But I got a letter saying that it's a chemical in a pipeline that causes brain tumors and the ones that cause stomach. This is what we're going through every day. We're living worse than Flint, Michigan. We went off of Flint, Michigan. Michigan. We made sure that they had everything. Let's make sure our own right here at home. Let's take care of our own. You guys did all you could do to attack me. The retaliation is real. Last week I was homeless. I was being evicted last week. If I didn't have my money in this office by 3 o'clock when y'all close at 4:30. And then I come here and no management is here. Me. Retaliation, councilwoman. I wanted to give you a little bit, but I want you to understand as the chairwoman, we're suffering. And I know it's going to be some retaliation once I leave here today, but I wanted to state my piece and understand that I'm standing here in solidarity for all the residents in Howland Authority. I'm standing here for my son, the one that we all celebrate, Atlantic City High School quarterback. Atlantic City High School point guard. We're suffering day in and day out. So do we have money to pay rent? No, because we got to buy heaters. No, we got to buy mice traps. No, we got to buy food to eat out every day because we cannot cook our food. It's deplorable. It's been this way for years. And again, all of you guys right here today, you ladies and women might not wasn't on this board, but this is what we've been going through and what we've been complaining about. And enough is enough and enough. And I'm going to say this is nothing personal to any one of you guys sitting here today. Please help us. When I leave here tonight, I'm going to turn my heat up in my car and I'm going to go to that high school game. And when I leave, I'm going to have my heat up and I'm going to come home and I'm going to freeze. And I hope I can pack some heat in my pocket to stay warm. And I'm still waiting to be put in a hotel. I'd rather go in a hotel before I allow my grandkids and for me to freeze. I'm tired of not being able to see them because they can't come over because of my conditions. It's not on me, y'all. It's not. That ceiling collapsing. I don't have no furniture. I'm still waiting to be reimbursed for my entire first floor. Everything I got, I worked hard for it, not for it. I put it all. Nobody yet replaced it. Nobody. My kids' Xbox and PlayStation, that didn't come easy. I don't have a $25 an hour job. I don't have none of that. I work. And I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. But my family, just like you guys' family, grew up in a city struggling. So anything I have, I take pride in. I have no dining room set. I have nothing because it collapsed. Because of neglect. And the contractors, they just fixed it. Months ago, the floor is collapsing again. What are we going to do? I had to use a commode for 6 months because I didn't have working toilets. And I kept it quiet. I didn't take it to the council meeting. I didn't take it to the media. I didn't do anything, but I'm coming to y'all today to say, help me. Help the residents. They're struggling. We're struggling. And I know it's a federal issue, it's a HUD issue, whatever it is. Point me in a direction on who I need to go speak to because we have a problem. HUD contacted me and said, you guys got to get rid of scattered sites. Is that not true? Because if you do, why are we still holding on to scattered sites? When EMS had to take that lady out of the high rise the other day down the stairs, because the elevator is broke, we have a problem. We have to fix it. Put me aside, put politics aside. We keep giving out these big contracts for this and that. Please, let's fix it. Everybody on here, please use your expertise on whatever it is. Think about the children that go to school. You think about the contractor work you do. You think about the housing authority you left. Ms. Marshall, you think about where you grew up and how you grew up. And you think about your legal expertise. And you think about how you've been living all these years. And Mr. Gluck, you use your expertise as a real estate person. And Ms. Libby, you think about if the people in the first world would live like this. And what we going to do to fix it. But I'm going to sit here a little longer because I need some of this heat because I'm going to freeze when I go back. So again, you think about when you leave today with this happy holiday, would you rather put your heater on, or would you rather light your Christmas tree? Thank you.
Excuse me 1 minute.
I want to thank you for passionately speaking and exposing your home and your situation, okay? Commissioner Wells?
I just want to know, where do you live?
Scattered sites.
Oh, in the scattered site.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Gabon?
How long have you presented your kids to Tom or Ms. Brox or like?
My
when this
case been going, I've been living like this for over 10 years, maybe. Way before, yes.
And
Over 10 years.
Tom, have you known about her situation since she became ED?
Yes.
Okay, and what have been done now? Anything that's been
I
done?
mean, we've had maintenance out to your unit, we've assessed the unit, we've made repairs to the unit. As Ms. Dunstan has said, that the work done by the contractor was suboptimal to your flooring. So this is the first I'm hearing about your flooring after the repairs.
So is the
But we're gonna-
maintenance director here?
No, he's not.
Okay.
But I believe he's
It's
on,
beyond the floors.
I believe he's on via Zoom, but
Okay.
he's, but he is muted. But again, so,
Can you ask him to speak to see what did he know?
I mean,
Because he came to my home and said, oh, excuse me, oh, we didn't complete your work yet? No.
so I mean, Mr. Davis, if he's available, so he can speak as well. But, you know, we don't have to match him, right? We've been out, we've assessed the condition of the units. It's not just your unit, I can guarantee you that, right?
And with all due
This
respect,
thing-
I don't want special treatment for me being a councilman. I just want to be a resident.
No, we're gonna treat you as a resident because you
Thank you.
deserve to have, you know, a habitability that's at the standard that it should be. You will not be retaliated against. That is not how the housing authority operates. I wanna make that very clear. But we do agree, right? There are a lot of issues that have been a result of deferred maintenance over decades. It just didn't happen overnight.
Yes.
We're also, and I know we're asking a lot of our residents to say, please have some patience with us, because turning that around also doesn't happen overnight. We do have our architectural and engineering firm, they've been out to all the properties so that we can actually put together the numbers with what we know has to get done, and then get these things bid out, procured, the work is done, and then it's gonna be a long process though.
So
because
how
we do know-
long do we freeze with no heat?
So
My
we-
roof is separated by 2 feet. They know it, the cameras went in, the contract is 2 feet, that's why it's really freezing, right? So they put a tarp, the tarp blew off, so now what?
The tarp was a temporary fix. We do realize that there is widespread roofing issues, which is why the roofing is part of what we're putting together to go out to bid.
So
I hate to,
this one, I'm sorry. When we have contractors go in to do this unit or fix this unit, is it our guys are going in there to double check, to do, like, to make sure that everything was checked off, it was completed and
yes, because it
everything?
doesn't get signed off on unless it actually gets confirmed.
But she's saying that,
I'll have to look further into the specific flooring issue, because I was not made aware of it until you
The
just said.
cabins, I have nothing in the cabins it's
I understand.
infested.
I understand.
So can we
There's a
agree
lot.
tonight that I need to be moved because it's inhabited? Put me in a hotel, I'm willing to go in a hotel with my family because I can no longer live with the mold, the infestation, the lack of heat. I think that's something that's required, but it's gonna be 30 degrees tomorrow.
I hate to sort of ask you to confirm this in a public meeting, but you have a 5-bedroom, correct?
Yes, I do.
Our options in terms of transferring to another public housing unit, 5 bedrooms, is like.
So put me in a hotel. I'm willing.
Okay.
So that you can fix it. I'm willing. I'm willing, so you can fix it. Fix it. Move me out, fix the entire unit the proper way, and move me back. No, I'm not giving up where I live, no. But I'm willing to leave and move into a hotel until you can fix it adequately. I'm cold. I'm tired, y'all. I'm cold. Like, I can't buy no more heated blankets. I can't buy no more air beds so we can stay in one room to stay warm. I'm tired. And if anyone want to come past and see it, I'll allow you to.
so Tom, can we just have maybe our, the director for, maintenance to go over there to do like a thorough, like,
He
list of
did it
stuff?
already. Even
List of
Ann-
stuff that need to be fixed or what we need to take care of and things like that.
They
so we
did it.
can
They
have-
took pictures,
That way
they
they
took
can bring it to you and
videos.
whatever we gotta do.
Correct?
You know.
It's been.
It's been
Is that
done.
So how long ago was it done and then how long has the work been going? Like, I'm trying to figure out like,
In terms of, in the recent past. I would have to go through the work orders and actually pull up these for you if you want specific dates. But myself and Ms. Brock are going to be accompanying Mr. Davis in the very near future to do another walkthrough with him.
All right, so if he went and did all that check, then how, Ms. Bryce, I don't know if Zeb is hearing me.
He's on.
How long ago did you guys did all those list stuff, and how long have the work been completed off those lists, that the issues that she having? Have we completed those things, and like why it's taking too long? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How long has it been? Zeb?
Yes, I'm here. So, me and Ms. Dustin, we talked countless times about different things going on in her unit and different things I'm trying to come over to assist and address that we can address on our level. The things that we can't address on our level, I have gone to the extremes to getting the contractors out there, as Dustin would tell you, regarding the heat. She was the main one I was fighting for to get a replacement system, which I was informed that it was replaced, but now, like you said, it's currently either not working or not properly working and not producing heat. So we got that issue. We have her flooring that we have to change up.
Chris, okay, thank you for muting that person.
Go ahead, Zeb.
All right, so we also have the flooring, which we do currently have on order for her flooring, because during her falling of her ceiling, the water did mess up the flooring that she had. I believe it was your old.
Zeb, you kind of cut out there.
Yeah.
I believe it was her old flooring that she had put down, but it did mess up her flooring, gave some watermarks. We do have the floor on order. Her cabinets, when I walked through, I did take pictures. Those measurements weren't sent. Also, her cabinets were sent with a rec for water for her unit. As talking, she has mentioned to me multiple times that she would like to go to a hotel as we do the repairs. So that is where we are with that issue. As well as the physical mold outlook, I will have to get back with Ms. Dustin and go through her unit at 9 a.m. to confirm the physical mold and even put in mold testing. But like I told Ms. Dustin, you can call me anytime, any issue that happens, you always can reach out to me. We've talked about that countless times. But as long as those things need to be done in her unit, those things have been walked through, looked at, examined, and placed on the order.
So we placed the order, but we haven't taken care of it yet.
No, those orders have not come in, so yes, those issues have not been addressed. As of right now, no.
So they haven't been addressed, and I don't know how long. So like you say, you and your team is gonna go over there and go try to do it. I don't know, maybe we're back. We gotta do something that's on your plate.
So that means when you do it, that means I have to take off of work to ensure that you're there, because I'm not gonna just let you just walk through after receiving a letter saying, make sure you hide your valuables and all. I'm not gonna do that. So I wanna be there when you take it. But Miss, the manager, she did video and pictures. She has everything. Miss Yvette, she has everything. Everything has been taken pictures, even from the front porch to the, everything has been documented and taken care of. Everything. She has it. It's been there. It's just a lack that has been done. And again, I hate for it to be this form, and I have to come and address you again as the resident, not the councilwoman. But my question is today, and I'll leave you with this because I know I'm over my time. If you can treat me as a councilwoman like this, how are we treating the rest of the residents? And it appears to me that this board doesn't even know what's going on. So again, I won't have a Christmas for my kids and my grandkids. No, we won't. They're getting heated blankets for Christmas. That's what they're getting. Because we're cold. And I've been asking, as Mr. Zebedee, I've been asking for a very long time. You had me in a hotel before, you moved me out, and I had to pick up my own sheetrock. I have pictures and videos if you would like me to show them to you. But you guys, tonight, enough is enough, is enough, is enough. We have to look deep. If you need me to pick up the phone and make phone calls to HUD or whoever, please allow me to do that. And the resident, I think the rest of the residents would rather scream on them than scream on you guys. Because we got to see you every day. We don't want to scream on you guys. It's nothing against any of you. And again, Ms. Johnson, again, thank you for making me who I am today. You gave me the voice that I have today, because you used to get me together, yes you did. And I thank you. However, I want to say, y'all, we cold. We're tired. It's something basic as heat. And the 3 heaters ain't working, because at the end of the day, who's going to pay my electric bill when I plug them up? You giving me the heaters, but who's paying the electric bill? I have to run my gas all night to run the oven so we can try to get some warmth, but again, the heat is escaping because of the roof. The roof. I'm not asking for nothing special. I'm not asking for marble cabins, marble tiles, or anything. I'm just asking to live. You can give me dollar stores. It won't even just allow me to live. Because if I go in and do it myself and something happens, you're going to say it's my fault because I did it myself. So the best thing we could do, whoever's listening, whoever wants, please, y'all, please, just please help us. And I'm speaking from me. From me. And your maintenance just testified, Ms. Rock is saying the same thing. We've been knew about these issues, but I didn't want to make it what it was going to be. But today I'm tired, because I had to take my son to school because he's freezing.
How many folks reside in your unit?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta count them.
Okay, good.
It's a 5-bedroom, but. Right, I'm trying to count, yeah. I'm trying to get them together.
Commissioner Dorsey, were you going to say something?
I did, but I didn't want to belay or take up any more of Ms. Dunston's time. Typically, we allow the residents to speak, and then we let them sit down and then we respond to them, so that we don't end up in a back and forth.
Right, but we're not gonna do that.
I took meticulous notes on as many of the issues that I could catch as I was as you were speaking, and some of these are obviously very serious, allegations of impropriety, and some of them sound like some serious neglect. And of course, I've been on this board 3 years, and it's the first time I've seen you and heard the complaint, so I did not know about the issues. And we do get reports on the vacancies, but we don't know who lives where. I didn't want to ask you your address because you are a politician, and I didn't want to ask you where you live in the public forum. So, but we will be asking legal and the administration to do a thorough investigation on all of these and get back to the board.
But don't do it because I'm a councilwoman, do it because I'm a resident.
Every resident that comes to this board gets the same
Thank you.
look into it. So we will be looking at the variety of issues, and we will most likely ask the ED also to walk us through to take a look at the conditions ourselves. So that would be at the behest of the chair. But thank you for coming, and like I said, I am a contractor, and I will say one more thing.
So what I would say, because you are a contractor, what I would ask is that, so it's not any bias, you don't attend. Everyone else can walk through, just to have a clear head, clear mind.
People with no experience, you want to look at it, but the person with experience, you don't?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, you did walk through.
That's why I said this was not going to be a back and forth.
Right, it's
I'm just letting you know, I'm letting you know what I'm going to ask.
Okay,
Okay.
just make sure you schedule it with
It's
me.
Commissioner Johnson?
Are we able to put her into a house? There are a few houses and a few large apartments around.
No, it's
No.
not. That's what he was saying, 0.
You can't?
It's nothing.
0 or you can't?
No, he's saying it's nothing. It's no 5 bedrooms, correct?
I'm talking about available 5 bedrooms within.
There's currently no 5 bedrooms that can accommodate Ms. Dunston. Ms. Dunston will tell you since the first day I met her and walked through her unit, and I've been trying to assist her with getting as much as she can get done. And even with possible relocation, we've talked about that, but I have not been able to have anything in our inventory that can accommodate her household size. So Ms. Dunston has, like I said, requested a hotel until majority of the work can be remediated in her unit.
The only other path would be to go through Section 8.
Okay, but
That in and of itself, there's a process to it.
I was going to ask, do we not have a pathway to give her an emergency voucher so that she can seek other accommodations?
I'm not willing to take Section 8. Section 8 won't accommodate me. Nobody accepts Section 8. I'm dealing with residents on the other side who's losing their houses because they can't find nowhere to live. There is no 5-bedroom, so no, Section 8 won't accommodate me, and I'm not willing to leave the second ward and give up my seat to accommodate the housing authority. I'm not willing to do that.
You would have, even if you left the second ward because of your house,
Yeah, I
you
would
would have to give up your seat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
That's technically not true, but that's.
Okay.
Even if it's temporary?
Permanent resident.
The rules say you can have 6 months if you have an issue to move in your house, and the rules also say that the council can extend you an extra 6 months if you need be. So those are the rules.
Okay, so I'll let my attorney know, because he's the one who advised me otherwise. But I'll let him know.
Just to let you know though, like through the Section 8
Again, I don't want to get
process.
into your personal stuff.
No, it's fine. No, we can't. It's nothing personal anymore. The gloves are off. Everything is out. I need the world, the United States, whoever, to understand what's going on.
Ms. Dustin, we can absolutely follow up, and we can sit down and talk.
Sure.
Not in a public meeting, so we're not putting all your business. I just do want to say that we have to be careful with Section 8, because once you go from public housing to Section 8, you're changing programs and flip-flopping between the two.
You can,
It's- Right, so,
that's why I'm not willing, no.
but again, we can
But
absolutely.
thank you.
We can talk through this and try to figure out, because again, with the 5-bedroom, our options are extremely limited. We would have to have one become available.
But the hotel is not limited, correct?
No,
And I'm not talking about where we went the first time at Seeking, where we,
I was, I
Yeah.
remember talking to you at the time.
we went
I know
to
you weren't
Claire
thrilled
or
about it.
somewhere else, but not there.
That particular time, there was no availability, which is why, and I know from talking to you on the phone that you weren't thrilled about it, but that's all we had at that time.
Okay,
All right, Commissioner Gervais, then we're gonna wrap it up. It's been about
Yeah.
30 minutes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Like she said, she's a resident, councilwoman. I don't think we should just give her, we need to try to do a thorough inventory of all our status site to make sure that some of the residents are having these problems, these issues, that it be looked into the same energy we're about to put in her, to look into her stuff, because that's one of her concerns, to make sure not just her, but every scholar site or every other property that we have, I think like we need to pay attention to the scholar site a little bit more too, because I know you just came in, a lot of scholar site, they have a lot of problems and stuff, but if we can take some time for us to make sure we go through and see what our staff look like and what's need to be fixed and what needs to be taken care of.
We've actually, we've been doing that, and that's why I said that I know for sure it's not just you. Not that that makes it any better for your situation,
no,
but,
it's okay.
a lot of the scattered sites were constructed roughly around the same time, and we're looking at a lot of.
By the same developer, we keep giving contracts to.
Original HVAC units we found were in there. We issued, well, to use a non-technical term, a ton of purchase orders to have those systems replaced, and, if it was just components of it, just to have them repaired. But the roofs are old, the heating and cooling is old, and, so we made the appropriate adjustments, and it's just, it's a matter of, getting through that backlog right now.
Thank you. And I thank this board for listening to me and hearing me out. And again, it's not personal towards anybody. I just felt like now was the time to speak the piece as to what is going on and the authority. And again, as I can look, you guys, when I moved in, you wasn't here. The managers that's here wasn't here. Ms. Brock actually was extermination, if I can recall, when I first got here. So it's nothing personal towards nobody. It's just enough. Is enough?
It's nothing personal about living conditions.
It's nothing.
Nothing. So I appreciate
So
you.
thank you.
Congratulations to your son.
Yeah,
I was gonna try to
watch
catch
this
the
game
game
now.
tonight, but I
Yeah.
can't, but
Thank
I'll
you.
definitely make sure I catch another game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, Steve Young. And you get 3 minutes.
It's a minute and a half. Thank you very much. First, I want to say, in reference to Ms. Dunstan, I've been to her house several times. I've seen these conditions. Maintenance and maintaining something is very important to this whole entire housing authority. The way she's been living all that time, it's no excuse. Because if you maintain, like she said, she's a council person. And with statute. And here it is, can you imagine what the other residents going through? They've been coming in here telling you meeting after meeting after meeting about all the problems. No heat, no hot water, infestation, things falling down. This is years of neglect of maintaining something. I know you say it's old, that's when it comes to Stanley Holmes Village, but that's public housing, right? And so is the White House. But they maintain it, don't they? With our money. Oh, look, excuse me. It's public housing, and you say
Yeah, it's public housing,
yeah, but they maintain it because people are gonna hold you accountable to doing what you have to do. And you're only accountable for when you know. So, I'm just saying, all of you been hearing these things from the Housing Authority, all from Section 8, scattered sites, high rises, seniors, children, you've been hearing it for years. And it's even in court. And there's no resolution but doing the same thing over and over. More time to do nothing. And it's like, enough is enough. Like she just spoke and said. So I'm not gonna keep going on that because we have to move forward. In order to do that, we've been consistently, myself, Stephen Young, and the National Action Network, organizing the residents of Stanley Holmes Village for almost 2 years. Because we have a lot of work to do. While they were going through no heat and no hot water, being moved and threatened, didn't know whether it was going to be demolished or not, they still would have to organize. And now they've been organized. And they have a resident president, Madam President Tammy Padilla, she's right there.
Congratulations.
Then you have Kanisha Gilliam as vice president. Alina Cornier is recording secretary. Tiffany Brown is financial secretary. Elaine Gilliam is treasurer. Sandra Smith is Sandra's arms. And Tamika Perry is chaplain. All of them has been duly elected by the Stanley Holmes Village residents and duly sworn in by the Housing Authority. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Ms. Brock as well as Ms. Judy. So we're here to say the next move is for you as a board
Thank you, Mr. Young.
to recognize them. That's the only thing I'm here to ask for you to recognize them so they can continue to do their duties with the tools that's needed to help you, the residents in HUD, and everybody else, because their voices have not been heard.
When is their next meeting?
I guess she would notify you. They haven't scheduled it just as yet. But I don't know if you can extend the rules or have it on the agenda to make a resolution to accept them because they've been bona fide by the Housing Authority. So that's what I'm here to ask for. Can you make that a resolution?
Commissioner Gabay?
Yeah, can you just have them send like the officers' names and title to Beth? Maybe Beth can send it out to us so we can.
Absolutely. I'll give her a copy. We'll have this read.
And if you want to invite me to the next meeting, I will attend if I receive an invitation.
Right. And this,
Thank you, Mr.
U.S.
Young.
Department of HUD, resident participation and resident opportunities in public housing. Resident participation, according to 24
Thank you, Mr. Young.
CFR. See, I'm giving away knowledge, and here you know, I'm trying to communicate, and I'm cutting off.
We have the knowledge. We meet with HUD every week. Thank you.
And that's the problem, we don't.
Well,
And that's
you
part
do.
of the problem. They need to know when HUD comes here so they can meet with them too.
Steve,
Because they're affected the most. And I'm out there with them. So it needs to be something done about that. I know you cut me off now.
I didn't. I gave you 3 minutes, plus a little longer.
Well, I just want to let you all know the rules that's right there. I'm going to continue to speak on that on behalf of the advocate, on behalf of the residents.
Thank you. I'll see you next month.
So,
Tanisha Bailey?
so I'll let you
You have
know
3
about those
minutes.
names, man.
Good afternoon. I'm here again today to report that I've been living in 212 Shelfire as a reasonable accommodation for the last 3 years. 2 of the last years that I've been living here, I've been living here without a lease. I can't go to the Section 8 office and get a renewal, registration renewal done without going through all types of program abuse. I can't get a renewal on my lease from my landlord. She has violated inspection from Housing Authority. She has violated inspection from HUD. She has got a court order from the judge of a degress, a safety hazard, and a fire hazard. I've been to their office numerous times reporting this to Malcolm Eisler. I also came here the last time and reported Malcolm Eisler about threatening my voucher, and I didn't want to deal with him anymore. Now all of a sudden I can't get a renewal of a lease again. I can't get them to enforce my contract from the HIP side or from the landlord side, and nobody still haven't addressed it. The utility reimbursements that is getting added into my rent, but all the utilities is coming in my name. And it keeps getting pushed under the rug, and then I'm made out to be a monster. I'm put on ban lists from the Section 8 office, where as though they talk to me through the intercom, won't let me come in and conduct no business. I have all this stuff documented, and I also have videos of all this stuff. I've been to Tom numerous times. He already, he was informed of the fraud. He's seen the fraud. He hasn't reported with my utility reimbursement. You don't know what I'm talking about, man?
No, I don't agree with what you're saying, but you can go ahead.
Okay, well, can it be addressed? I'm not coming here to attack nobody. I'm coming here to get help. I'm coming here again, letting y'all know I don't want to deal with Malcolm Eisler. He's very disrespectful. He's very aggressive when it comes to black single women coming in the Section 8 office to conduct their business. He's very rude. You can't get him on the phone and you can't get an appointment. And as I said again, it needs to be addressed. This is a federal organization. Why am I being banned from the building to conduct business when they don't have authorization to do so? I haven't threatened nobody. I haven't made anybody feel uncomfortable, probably speaking about the truth. And nobody's addressing my issues. Nobody's returning none of my messages. He's very just insulting. Like times just insulting. He just blows you off. He doesn't answer none of your questions directly. It's like an emotional roller coaster that you gotta keep going on just to get basic stuff done that a caseworker should have to do. Why haven't I had a caseworker assigned to me? Why do I gotta keep dealing with directors and executive directors when I'm a 24-year successful participant of this program?
Thank you, Mrs. Bailey.
Nobody's addressing it.
You've been in constant contact with Mr. Salem.
This is 2 years going on. That I've been in front of y'all multiple times. Nobody's addressing this issue. I don't have a lease. My landlord's still constantly getting paid. My lease been up since last month. She's still getting paid.
A legal is going to address you.
Okay.
Before you leave, can I get your contact information
Yes.
and your number? And
Yeah.
I'll give you mine too.
Okay.
Ms. Bailey, I just will say, I'm going to follow up with Mr. Eisler when he's back from his training.
Yes. Is there anybody else that I
I
can
do
deal
want
with
to-
instead of Malcolm Eisler?
Yes.
This is my second time telling y'all. I do not want to deal with Malcolm Eisler. He's
Yes.
very disrespectful. He's very aggressive when it comes to single black women coming in here trying to conduct business. I don't want to deal with him. He already threatened my voucher, lied, and intentionally deceived the commissioners and said that he didn't. And now I just was put on a ban list and nobody know how I got there. Security doesn't know how I got on a ban list. Nobody from Section 8 of Pennsylvania Avenue doesn't know. And I got videos with security going in the book showing
Ms.
me my
Bailey,
name.
legal is going to address your issue and get your contact information.
All right.
Thank
And
you.
I just wanted to clarify, because statements are being made in public.
Excuse me, just one more thing, I just have to address that. Without me having a lease, I cannot go to none of the agencies in Atlantic City. I have 4 agencies that have been trying to assist me with my utility allowance, with my utilities. None of them cannot assist me because I cannot get approved because I don't have a lease to substantiate my residency. No organization will not approve me for utility assistance without a lease.
Okay, Tom.
So I just wanted to clarify, right, because you made mention of fraud, programmatic fraud in the Section 8 department. I have made myself available to you at your convenience. We spent quite a bit of time meeting, talking together. I actually broke down your...
You didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't.
I gave you a
You
printout.
didn't. And I also requested for the administrative plan, and y'all sent me the new administrative plan, and what good would that be to me when I've been a participant of this program for 20 years? I need the old administrative plan so that I can look over it and make sure that what y'all saying is not going on is not going on. Because y'all won't assist me. It's fraud going on inside my caseload.
Okay. Ms. Bailey, I don't
There's
know.
no way possible my utility allowance is going somewhere else and the utilities is coming in my name.
It's not, as we...
That doesn't make any sense. Yes, it is.
Okay. Again, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Okay, I
just wanna make
totally
it clear
agree.
that we
Thank you
did
very much,
meet
council. I appreciate your time.
That's it. Does anyone else wish to speak who did not sign up?
Excuse me, I didn't get an answer in reference to, we're gonna do a resolution, could someone make a motion or resolution to accept and recognize the residents that's been suffering this long?
Mr. Young, that...
I'm just asking a question.
Well, what I'm gonna say tonight, the agenda has been set. That's an awesome thing that happened. No one's against that. So, you know, the board, the fact that Stanley Home Village has the residency board and they have been elected, that's awesome. No one is against that. We have to speak with
We're not
legal.
saying you-
I'm not
you
sure
just said,
if...
Can you just do a resolution? Just say yes or no.
I'm not even sure if we could just have a resolution making, I don't
You have an
even know.
attorney, you have two attorneys.
Right, exactly.
Can they
You're not gonna get an answer right this second, but you will have an answer by the next meeting. Okay, legal's here, legal's gonna,
Thank you.
Ms. Johnny. As the chair indicates, there's certainly no hostility to passing a resolution, but I believe as Commissioner Bay asked the question, if we could be supplied with the information to prepare a resolution so we can identify the people and the circumstances under which they were elected. And, you know, I would not ask my board at any point, even though I'm not suggesting there's anything untoward about anything that's happened, but I would never ask them to vote on a resolution recognizing something when we really don't have anything in front of us.
So you don't have none of the information from the votes, with nominations or anything?
We don't have
If
anything.
they've been-
Third parties?
They've been supplied, I
That's why,
haven't seen
Mr.
it.
Young, I'm asking for you to send it because we didn't receive anything. And once we get it, I'll talk to chair, we'll talk to legal, and we can put it on the
I'm
next
quite
agenda.
aware that you didn't have it, because it should be the process. It should
It was in the
be.
board
I
packet.
don't even know if we can legally pass a resolution like that, so. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Whew. Yes.
All right, that brings us to item 4 in our agenda, which is the election of officers. And for the benefit of the public and for any board members who haven't previously been through the annual reorganization meeting, there's a required statement and then some instructions as to how the nominations and the votes will go for officers of the Housing Authority for the coming year. The required statement. In accordance with the bylaws, specifically Article 2, Section 7, the chairperson, vice chairperson, treasurer, and assistant treasurer shall be elected at the annual meeting of the authority from among the commissioners of the authority and shall hold office for a one-year period or until their successors are elected and qualified. Therefore, an election of officers will be held today, and officers elected shall hold office until the annual meeting in December 2025 or until their successors are elected and qualified. There are 4 offices for which we will be asking for nominations and votes. Those offices are, of course, chairperson, vice chairperson, treasurer, and assistant treasurer. The process for making nominations is that any board member can nominate any other board member for any of those 4 offices. More than one person may be nominated for any office. What the process will follow is that we will open nominations for one office at a time. We begin with chairperson, then through vice chair, treasurer, and assistant treasurer. 4 affirmative votes are needed to elect an officer. If 4 votes are not obtained for any individual, another vote will be taken. So, procedurally, for each of these offices, once we open for nominations, I'll ask for any board member to make a nomination for a person to fill that particular position. No second is required for that. And then we will continue receiving nominations, if any, for that office. Once all nominations have been made for a given office, then we will go in sequence and conduct the vote until someone receives 4 votes, at least 4 votes, for that office. Receiving 4 votes will mean that that person has been appointed or elected to that office. Are there any questions? Seeing none. The first office for which we will receive nominations is the office of chairperson of the board.
I'll nominate Jeff Dorsey for chair.
Commissioner Marshall has nominated Commissioner Dorsey. Are there any other nominations for the office of chairperson? Seeing none, we're going to close nominations for that office, and we will now turn to a roll call vote for the nomination of Commissioner Dorsey to serve as chairperson. I'm sorry? You can nominate yourself.
I want to nominate myself for chair.
All right. For a separate term.
I didn't have it quite, that's why I did.
So Commissioner Gabay has nominated himself also to serve as chairperson. Are there any other nominations for the office of chair? Seeing none, the first vote will be on the nomination of Commissioner Dorsey, which was made by Commissioner Marshall. And again, as I indicated, 4 affirmative votes are needed to appoint someone. Commissioner Dorsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Gabay,
No.
Commissioner Gluck,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Wills,
Yes.
still Chairperson Marshall for the moment.
Yes.
That has approved the nomination and now the appointment of Commissioner Dorsey as chairperson by a vote of 5 in favor, 1 opposed. Congratulations.
Just for the record, the information was in the packet on Judy's report, so we did receive, Mr. Young.
I didn't hear that.
We did receive the information, it was in Judy's report, so we have all the names.
Okay, so.
It's in Judy Great's report,
Yeah, I do-
so the board did receive it. So I want to apologize for saying that we didn't receive it, but the
Thank you very much.
resolution, we have to consult with legal on the resolution.
Well, thank you. Apology accepted.
Thank you.
All right, board members, we are now moving on to the office of vice chair, and we will accept nominations for that office.
I nominate Eli Gabay for vice chair.
Commissioner Marshall has nominated Commissioner Gabay. Do you have any other nominations for the office of vice chair? Hearing none, we'll now go to a roll call vote on the nomination of Commissioner Gabay to serve as vice chair. Commissioner Dorsey?
Abstain?
Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Thank you. That appointment has been approved by a vote of 5 in favor, 1 abstention. Congratulations, Commissioner. Next is the office of treasurer. Do I have a nomination to serve as treasurer for the board for the coming year?
I nominate Commissioner Johnson for treasurer.
Thank you. Commissioner Marshall has nominated Commissioner Johnson. Do we have any other nominations for the office of treasurer? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote on the nomination of Commissioner Johnson to serve as treasurer. Commissioner Dorsey?
Yes.
Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson has been approved to serve as treasurer by a vote of 6 in favor, none opposed. And the final office to be selected is assistant treasurer. We have a nomination to serve as for someone to serve as assistant treasurer for the coming year.
Can I nominate Gluck?
Second.
Commissioner Gabay has nominated Commissioner Gluck. Are there any other nominations for the office of assistant treasurer? Seeing none, we will have a roll call vote on the nomination of Commissioner Gluck to serve as assistant treasurer. Commissioner Dorsey?
Yes.
Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
And Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
That nomination has been approved by a vote of 6 in favor, none opposed. Congratulations. All right. That concludes our election of officers for the upcoming year for the Atlantic City Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. At this time, I understand we have an additional item that is going to be addressed, which I will turn over to.
The point of order, before we get to the next business. I'd like to thank everybody here on the board for their support and everyone to serve in their position on the board. More importantly, I'd like to thank the outgoing chairwoman for 3 years of patience, mentorship, countless hours, many hours. The time you served as treasurer on this board and teaching me those treasurer things and helping me, when I'm on a ledge, not jump, helping me go up the ledge when I don't want to. And more importantly, being the voice of reason at many times when many people are emotionally distraught about things, that your ability to remain calm is very good, and appreciate that. If anyone else wants to say anything to the chairwoman before I move on to the next order of business? Okay, seeing none, I'll introduce a resolution from the floor. Mr. Manfredi, could you read the resolution?
Yes, Chairman. This is a resolution commending Stephanie Marshall for her faithful service to the Housing Authority and Urban Redevelopment Agency of the City of Atlantic City. Would you like to read the entire resolution?
Please.
Whereas the Housing Authority and Urban Redevelopment Agency of the City of Atlantic City is a public entity organized and existing pursuant to the laws of the state of New Jersey and the rules and regulations of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and has determined that it wishes to commend Commissioner Stephanie Marshall for her years of faithful service to the authority. Whereas Ms. Marshall has specifically served on the Housing Authority Board since January 28, 2009, and during her time on the board, Ms. Marshall has served as an officer of the board in the capacity as a chairperson of the board and treasurer, where she has served the Housing Authority in a faithful, conscientious, and professional manner, and has utilized her extensive knowledge of authority programs and community needs to further the mission and purpose of the authority. And whereas Ms. Marshall's leadership has guided the authority through various challenges, and whereas the board of the authority has found that it is in the best interest of the authority and its overall goal of providing quality affordable housing to commend Stephanie Marshall for her faithful service to the authority. Now therefore be it resolved on this 19th day of December 2024 that the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority and Urban Redevelopment Agency of the City of Atlantic City hereby commends Stephanie Marshall for her faithful service to the authority. Be it further resolved that the board hereby directs that a certified copy of this resolution be sent to the mayor and council members of the City of Atlantic City and to Ms. Stephanie Marshall as an expression of gratitude and appreciation for her outstanding faithful service as a commissioner and chairperson of the Authority and Urban Redevelopment Agency, and as a good and dedicated citizen of the community.
Call the vote. Is the vote on Resolution 9842, commending our former chair, Stephanie Marshall, for her service to the board? Commissioner Dorsey?
I guess so.
Enthusiastic yes. Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Black?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
And I'll show up. Unanimously approved.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Agenda?
Certainly, Chair. Item 5 is approval of the minutes from the November 21st, 2024 meeting, both open and closed sessions. May I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, I just have, on the closed session, you guys have me as attending. I was not there at the closed session.
Thank you. Commissioner, I believe that Ann did catch that and correct that.
Oh, okay, all right, good.
Thank you. If there's no further discussion, that's ready for a vote. Commissioner Dorsey?
Yes.
Commissioner Godet?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Abstain.
And Commissioner Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
5 in favor, 1 abstention. 3 minutes have been approved. Item 6, reports of board committees.
Used to Ms. Marshall doing this as the chair. The executive committee met on a variety of issues, for those that don't know, the executive committee consists of the chair, the vice chair, and the treasurer, or the assistant treasurer, whichever may be available at times. And we've met on a variety of issues in Stanley, on other sites, and nothing substantial to report this time. I think we've had reports about our conditions and how we're working on them. We have some resolutions that we're presenting to further our endeavors of improving quality of life at all of our properties.
If there's nothing further, we will move to item 7 on the agenda, which is the treasurer's report.
Yes, the report's been submitted to the board, just one noteworthy item, a little over 1.1 million of capital was drawn down for the Stanley project.
Seeing no questions, we can move on to item 8, Secretary's report.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, anyone who's not familiar, I've developed a bit of a cadence in terms of topics which I will be following tonight. For Stanley, with regard to heat and hot water, one of the last 2 buildings that we have slated for complete crawl space repiping is in progress, and the last of those is slated to begin after completion of the first. About a week and a half ago, week before last, we actually experienced a day in which several breaks occurred. We believe that was due to a spike in pressure in the system. The underground break was repaired that same day. The remainder of the breaks were repaired within days. We have a significant break in the 3rd village on Friday evening. So I accompanied our maintenance director and a crew of maintenance personnel who apparently didn't have anything better to do on a Friday night. And we went door to door for the remaining 39 occupied units in Stanley Village 3, offering either a hotel stay or to receive space heaters. 6 households accepted the hotel stay during that round. Some did actually call in over the course of the weekend, and we accommodated those families as well. The temporary boilers are in the process of being piped in and will be turned on upon completion of the exhaust installation. Our fiscal needs assessment final draft has been received, has been reviewed, but has not been finalized yet. We are seeking clarification from our A&E firm on the obsolescence calculation methodology, just to be sure, prior to converting it into a final report and distributing it to the board and commencing further discussions with our residents. With regard to resident transfers, the Phase 2 transfer process has begun. With the aforementioned breaks in the 3rd village, we had to yet again call an audible. And we met with residents from those 2 affected buildings last Monday to explain what the issue was and to let them know that they were being given expedited priority on public housing transfer and or in acceptance of an HCV move. So those families were added to HCV briefings that occurred this week. Support services, although they are, I should say, on a temporary holding pattern due to funding shortages. We are actually seeking out additional resources And we're confident that in the new calendar year, once these agencies have balanced their books and their budgets for providing assistance, that will resume. For finance, the year-end closeout has been completed. Unaudited financials were submitted to HUD for review, and we have a meeting scheduled with our financial analyst for next Monday. The audit is going to commence in January, once the unaudited financials have been accepted by HUD. And our upcoming budget, the preparation has begun on the draft budget. Our CFO has taken the lead on that. Prior to presenting the board with a final draft of the budget for review, we're going to conduct a review, myself, our CFO, and our new fee accountant. On the management side, we have an additional 6 units that were turned by maintenance between this, our last board meeting and this current one. We have an additional 13 that are just pending receipt of some final supplies that are necessary to get the turn completely done. We have updated our vacant turnover tracker as usual. And speaking of physical needs assessments, the process for those has already started. We anticipate receipt of those reports in the month of January. Those will be vital because we can incorporate our A&E firm's findings and costs probability statements into our capital plan, and then ultimately work that into our annual plan. The reason that is important is because even though we know what some of the priority issues are, we are not experts in cost estimating. We are not engineers, and we require their expertise to be able to put numbers on paper that are much more accurate than the estimates that I was able to put down. On the personnel side, central offices are back from remote status. We finally got a clean clearance report last week. We still have some restoration work that has to be done through our insurance carrier, but that is not affecting our operations. I don't say this to be funny, but we have our kitchen in our conference room, and we're living with it for now. Our union negotiation status updates were provided via email by council, so if there's any follow-up questions as they are ongoing negotiations, please feel free to either reach out to me and we can meet up with Labor Council to discuss any questions you might have on that. We have a lot of policy staff training that officially starts next week, and it will continue into January. That concludes my secretary's report for this month.
I have a question. As of today, how many families or how many people we have in the hotel, or do we have any people in the hotel?
That number changes every day. Deirdre, do you have access to Judy's most recent report?
I want to say that now it could be 25.
25 families.
So we're adding more with 170.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Just wanted to also say thank you for, as you can see, he's got a wing clipped, but he's still moving pretty fast. Took a couple days off, but he's moving strong and making sure that the ship is comfortable against here.
Fortunate I'm not left-handed.
We're the only ones in our right hand.
You can make up the time you missed.
Yeah, we catch up.
That being said, if on the personnel side, if the board approves it, we're going to do a temporary office stenographer that we're going to, because my handwriting at present looks like a 4-year-old writing in a notebook.
You should see the chair's handwriting.
Yes. All right. Item 9, other business and communications. Do we have any for item 9, other business and communications? Seeing none. Move on to item 10. These are resolutions which are proposed for consideration and adoption by the board this evening. There are 10 in all, number 9832-12-24 through 9841-12-24. First of these, 9832, is a resolution adopting a schedule of meetings for the calendar year 2025. And a motion and second. Motion?
Second.
Motion by the chair, second by the former chair. Do we have any discussion?
It'll be DJ's birthday again, December Oh, well, no, the 18th, the day's your birthday, right? The 19th?
The day before, 19th,
Okay,
yes.
all right, so we're safe.
So I'll be at dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, our October meeting is on my wife's birthday, so I don't have to lean on the chair to fill in on that day.
All right, if there's no further discussion, that is ready for a roll call vote. Commissioner Goodell?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairperson Dorsey?
Yes.
Thank you. That has been approved, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9833 is a resolution appointing a fund commissioner for the joint insurance fund for the fund year 2025. May I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. That's open for discussion.
Are we still sending the same person back?
Yes. All right, ready for a roll call vote. Commissioner Goodell?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey?
Yes.
That has passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9834, a resolution awarding a contract for bed bug treatment services. May I have a motion and second?
Move it.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Goodell?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairperson Dorsey?
Yes.
That is passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9835, a resolution awarding a contract for fire and burglar alarm testing, maintenance, and central monitoring.
Motion.
Motion, Commissioner Goodell.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Johnson. Open for discussion. Hearing none. Ready for roll call vote, Commissioner Goodell.
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey.
Yes.
Has passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9836, a resolution approving and authorizing the adoption of the Language Access Plan.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Johnson, open for discussion.
Tom, what's this regarding? Can you give me a breakdown?
Absolutely. As per HUD, we are periodically required to update and maintain a language access plan, which involves periodic analysis of the languages spoken or read, written languages spoken by our clients, meaning residents, Section 8 clients, members of the public that we come into contact with, so that we have adequate accommodations, translation services, and interpretation for any individuals that do not have the ability to communicate via English.
It's part of our HUD requirement, as the director indicated, part of our HUD recovery agreement as well, as the director indicated.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Goodell.
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey.
Yes.
That has been approved, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9837, a resolution approving the attached pre-check rating report and disbursements of bills thereof. May I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open for discussion.
Call vote.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Commissioner Goodell.
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck.
I'm going to abstain. I need to understand this a little bit better, but thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey.
Yes.
That has passed, 5 in favor with 1 abstention. Resolution 9838, this is a resolution approving and authorizing the award of a contract to the 360 Group of Companies LLC for project management services. Motion. Motion, Commissioner Goodell. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Open for discussion.
I just want to ask, do we think they're doing a good job?
Personally, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Stanley has been a massive undertaking, and having their team, which consists of various professionals, available to us to assist with the process has been extremely valuable to me.
Because I see one of them was in court, right? Did he testify in court?
Yes.
Mr. Brown? Yes, he appeared in court.
We have several here tonight that's in the audience. If you want to raise your hand.
Jackson Moore.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chair. You want to mention them, Chair?
Yeah, Ms. Welch, we have Edna Thea and Jackson Moore from the 360 group.
Just raise his
Thea
hand.
does a lot of the resident services. And Jackson, although his handicap is not good on the golf course, he is excellent in the office, so we won't hold it against him.
Alrighty.
And you'll notice him by the sweater vest.
I'm gonna ask if we could modify the next 4 resolutions to include, they have been advertised, so we're voting on them now. But if they can include a bid number and ask going forward, all professional services, RFPs, IFPs, whatever, if they all can receive a bid number when they're being advertised.
Oh, I see, you mean an identifying number.
Yes, an identifying number.
RFP blank or RFP blank.
Yes,
Okay.
and it doesn't, and just commissioners, so you know, it doesn't change anything. It's like having a resolution number, it's just an identifying factor. That when it's advertised, opposed to just advertising the services, you have a number which will be, next year, so it'll start with 25 dash, and then it'll just go from there every time the agency is advertising. So obviously by, the end of the year, the number will just continue to go up. And it's not a wrong, I want to make that clear. It's not that anything is being done incorrectly. It's just an additional level of advertisement and being transparent in the paperwork. So that
they all do, and just for the record, they all do. All of the solicitations that are made and conducted have a numbering scheme. We've been doing that for the last 2 years. It may not make it through to your records that way at your meetings, but when we solicit them, they have a number.
Okay.
For the record, that was the QPA.
Thank you, Mr. Volpe.
Yes.
We'll take a point of order next time you all speak, please.
Gotcha.
So we are on.
Any further discussion?
So for the permanent record, we'll just include that number in the resolution.
Yes, going forward, we'll make sure, and it'll be reflected in the resolution, the body of the resolution.
Yes, that's for 9838, 9839, 9840, and 9841. Thank you, Mr. Volpe.
You are very welcome.
If there's no further discussion, ready for a roll call vote. Commissioner Gabay.
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey.
Yes.
9838 is passed with 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9839 is a resolution approving and authorizing the award of a contract to Sunbelt Industries, Inc. for management consulting services.
Motion.
Motion, Chair.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Marshall. Open for discussion.
I was able to figure out what the 360 group did, but what exactly does Sunbelt Industries do?
So Sunbelt Industries, they, as the name implies, they do provide various management consulting services. They actually do participate in HUD meetings with us. It's hard to list every single thing, but they are, as a firm, in essence, it's very much similar to having a 25-year veteran executive director that is there to assist any times where we have bandwidth issues or just bounce ideas and make sure that we're not missing something in a lot of the decisions that get made.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, because I was going to, same thing, okay.
If there are no further questions, it's ready for a roll call vote. Commissioner Gabay.
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey.
Yes.
That is passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. Resolution 9840, a resolution approving and authorizing the award of a contract to DNF Consulting Group for HUD compliance consulting services. May I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Thank you. Motion, Commissioner Day.
Second.
Second. I'm sorry, was it Commissioner Marshall? Thank you.
Sorry, do we have a motion second on the Sunbelt one? I think we did.
Yes, we had, Chair was the motion, and Commissioner Marshall was the second. We have a motion and second on 9840. That's open for discussion.
Tom, you want to explain it?
Commissioner was shaking his head, I just figured.
Good. Thank you, I appreciate it, but I think I've got to understand, but I'd love to hear it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so DNF Consulting Group is, we know her as Diane Johnson. Diane is since retired, but she ran the Newark HUD field office for about 30 years, 25, 30 years. The compliance consulting does revolve around a lot what we've had in place with HUD for since early 2023, I believe, is when they did the audit. The Housing Authority back then was found to have significant HUD compliance issues. Once the report was issued, we entered into a recovery agreement with HUD.
So she's helping with the compliance issues?
Yes.
Gotcha.
She's also, she has helped us out quite a bit with resident consultations. All right, so a lot of our resident communications, especially when it comes to potential redevelopment, which is, we're going to get heavier into those discussions down the road. Diane's been around for a while. There's not much she hasn't seen from the HUD perspective. So again, it's consulting, advising, specifically with regard to resident issues, but mostly HUD compliance issues.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ready for a roll call vote? Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey?
Yes.
9840 has passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. The last of our scheduled resolutions, 9841, is a resolution awarding a contract for maintenance, supplies, and appliances. And although not indicated here, I believe this is for Cooper Electric Supply?
Yes.
For-
For further clarification, it's strictly for electrical supplies. We're going to have another forthcoming resolution for other maintenance supplies.
For maintenance supplies and appliances, electrical supplies. So, just for the record, this particular resolution and the award of the contract, assuming it passes, is limited to the supply of electrical supplies in accordance with the bid that was submitted by Cooper Electric Supply. First, we have a motion and second.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Commissioner Gabay?
Yes.
Commissioner Gluck?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey?
Yes.
9841 is passed, 6 in favor, none opposed. I don't know if there
We have one brief matter for closed session.
for closed session.
Chairman.
And
It's a matter of personnel and attorney-client privilege.
so, as indicated by Mr. McCready, there is one matter involving personnel and attorney-client privilege for discussion in executive session. So I will ask for a motion and a second to go into executive session for that purpose.
Motion, please.
Motion, Chair, seconded Commissioner Gabay. Roll call vote, Commissioner Gabay. Yes. Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall. And re-enter Marshall.
Recording in progress.
Seconded Gabay. Thank you. Gluck is our second. And roll call vote, Commissioner Gabay. Yes. Commissioner Gluck.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Wills.
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall.
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey. Yes. In favor, none opposed, we have re-entered the open session, and I would note for the record that, as indicated before we entered the executive session, one matter of personnel was discussed, and the board received attorney-client communication. Concerning that matter, no action is anticipated. No action is going to be taken tonight based on the subject matter of the closed session. That does bring us to item 11, good and welfare.
Oh, happy birthday, DJ.
Thank you.
Appreciate your community service and coming out on your special day to continue to serve the community, so.
I appreciate it. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks for everything you've done as well.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I was gonna say, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa to everybody.
Yes.
Happy holidays, guys.
I just wanted to, we're going to do a bit of a more formal recognition in the future. But since the topic of the assistance and the challenges that we've received, challenges and the assistance we've received, I apologize, regarding our family, I just wanted to commend the staff over at Stanley Homes and Brock and the remainder of the staff, but primarily the ladies that work in the property management office. As I stated, we have received a tremendous amount of support from the 360 group and project management, but a lot of the legwork that has occurred has really been our property managers over at Stanley.
Yes.
So I just wanted to point that out so that the board is aware they are working extremely hard. They've been working extremely hard, and so I just wanted to commend them. At a future date, we'll find a slightly more formal way of doing so, but I just wanted to mention that to the board tonight.
Thank you. So we just handed, passed out here something, Lane City Housing Authority segment annual Winter Wonderland at Shannon Homes Village, resident dinner and toy giving away event, Monday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Community Center of Stanley Homes. The giveaway will begin promptly at 7:30. I'm going to presume this came from Ms. Gray, our wonderful resident services coordinator. And Kim is great for this. If anyone would like a copy of this, we'll pass this down to the end, Mr. Manfredi, and put them on the end of the table for anyone who would like to take one with them. Moving on.
Yes, if there's nothing more for good and welfare, that brings us to the final item on the agenda, item 12, adjournment. We'll entertain a motion in a second.
Motion.
Second. Johnson.
Roll call votes. Commissioner Gday?
Yes.
Commissioner Glut?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wills?
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall?
Yes.
Chairman Dorsey?
Yes.
6 in favor, none opposed. We are adjourned.